has the call.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to speak about the Gillard Labor Government's plan for its so-called school improvement and how this plan will not advantage 22 out of 54 schools in my electorate. The Gillard Labor Government tried to spruik its plan as the Gonski reforms, and now we learn that David Gonski is not very happy with what the Gillard Labor Government's proposing. So it's no longer called the Gonski plan, it's the National Plan for School Improvement. The Gonski report definitely did not advocate cutting funding to universities, so why is the Gillard Labor Government doing this? Australians need to know that the Gillard Labor Government is spending millions of dollars on new website and advertising campaigns to try and sell its new school plan. The plan, which is a $2.8 billion cut to education, bringing the total Commonwealth cuts or redirections in education to over $11 billion. Universities and students across the country are outraged at the cuts to university funding. Charles Darwin University in my electorate does not come away unscathed by the Gillard Labor Government's harsh cuts. The Vice-Chancellor, Barney Glover, said in an email to all staff the impact of these cuts is likely to total a decline in funding of around $14 million. For 2014 alone, CDU, or Charles Darwin University, will see a cut of around $1.4 million. Professor Glover is concerned at the financial burden and the impact that this will have at a time of strong growth for the university, and that for the next few years will be challenging for CDU. So let's summarise. Under Labor, school funding is in decline. There is a clear choice between the coalition, which guarantees that no school will be worse off because we will keep the existing system at least until such time as we can have a consensus on the need for change, or the Gillard Labor Government, which is actually cutting money out of schools. A close look at the budget over the forward estimates shows funding for schools goes down, not up, as Labor claim. The Gillard Labor Government says it's giving schools more money when it's very mendaciously of them to say that. It's cutting more than $300 million out of school funding over the next 4 years. It's clear that the only new or additional money for education comes from the states or territories. So in my electorate, 22 of the 54 schools will not be advantaged under this program. To take funding from the urban schools across Darwin and Palmerston and redistribute to remote schools is not fair, because the biggest issue facing remote NT schools is getting the kids to schools. So the 22 schools that won't be advantaged in my electorate include Alloa Primary School, Anula Primary School, Darwin High School, Jingalee Primary School, Camilda College, Larrakia Primary School, Ludmilla Primary School, Malack Primary School, Milner Primary School, Moyle Primary School, Nakara Primary School, Nightcliff Middle School, Nightcliff Primary School, Palmerston Senior College, Parak Primary School, Rosebery Primary School, Sanderson Middle School, Stewart Park Primary School, the Essendon School of Darwin, Wanguri Primary School, Woodruff Primary School and the Wallagi Primary School. It would be most interesting to note that a lot of those schools are actually in Territory Labor seats. And as I said, these schools are not advantaged under the Gillard Labor Government's current model, and Chief Minister Adam Giles is right not to sign up to a scheme that will not advantage all schools in the NT. For the record, the Northern Territory average spend on per student is about $15,600 per student, which is well above the national average of $9,500 and the Gonski target of around $12,500 per student. So the Coalition absolutely welcomed the release of the Gonski report. We agreed with many of the findings and the recommendations. However, it's important that the recommendations of the Gonski report are implemented in a cooperatively and in careful way, ensuring that the intentions, or the original intentions, are maintained as far as practical. The Coalition does have its own education plan, and if elected, we will seek agreement from all states and territories to improve education outcomes for all schools. Madam Speaker, in conclusion, there is a clear choice between the Coalition, which guarantees that no school will be worse off because we'll keep the existing system, at least until such time as we can have a consensus or the need for change, or the Gillard Labor government, which is actually cutting money out of schools. As a constituent said to me, come September 14, they hope that the Gillard Labor government is